What happens when the Eurasian Triad's greatest weapon ends up coming face to face with the mutant opposition? Well, let's find out together, shall we, as we hop into the pages of Ultimate Wolverine issue number 3. So then, as we join the book, it's a dark and stormy night when two very familiar agents of the mutant opposition end up having themselves a little clandestine meeting with a Russian defector. Of course, you will recognize the brand new Ultimate Gambit and Ultimate Kitty Pryde pretty easily, as they basically just look like more haggard, darker versions of their main universe counterpart. Oh no, but it's the woman they're meeting though who is actually the real surprise, as she pulls down her hood to reveal that she is a young red-headed woman. I think this is very fun because, hey, this is the Marvel universe and there are literally dozens of young red-headed women that this could be, and we don't actually find out who she is for real until we're treated to a Eurasian military brief. It seems that they've been after Gambit and Kitty, two Americans who made the jump to Eurasia to assist the mutant opposition. In fact, Gambit is a heavily wanted criminal, as they say he is the one who killed Mikhail Rasputin, aka Colossus and Magic's equally prominent brother, who we haven't seen all series long, and well, now we know why. In fact, they call that attack that Gambit pulled off the Mikhail Massacre. A fun little nod to the Mutant Massacre, no doubt, though in reality it's not Gambit they're after, it's the woman that they're trying to help defect, a woman who we find out is named Romanova. Yes, that's right, everyone, it's the Black Widow, who actually gets her Russian name in this, Churne Deva. It's all hands on deck for the Eurasians if it means breaking the back of the mutant opposition and trying to get back Black Widow. Because of this, they send out their finest men, including Logan the Winter Soldier. Though even with the Winter Soldier's amazingly heightened senses, they still end up walking into a trap, as it seems that Gambit has kinetically charged a series of chess pieces to act as powerful mutant minds, completely dusting the military escort that Wolverine was given. Not that he seems to care much, as these guys were also armed with adamantium bullets, almost as if they were worried that the Winter Soldier might end up turning rogue during this operation. Why? Well, we'll learn more as we move on. Now, once Gambit and Kitty realize that they've been made, they need to disappear, not just on their own, but also a truck that is very important to them. You may have also noticed that the logo for the mutant opposition here in Eurasia just so happens to be two crossed fists making an X. I thought that was a nice touch. Remy decides to stay behind and slow Wolverine down so Kitty and Black Widow can escape with the truck. At first, Gambit doesn't exactly know what to make of this Winter Soldier. He actually thinks he's just a guy armed with a bunch of knives at first, before he eventually gets close enough to see that they're coming out of his hands. And it's right around here things end up getting really interesting. You see, Remy says that he actually knew a mutant back during the war who could pop claws from his hands, but they were made of bone, not metal, and that mutant is long since dead. Gambit ends up unloading on the Winter Soldier with a full house worth of kinetic cards, but it still doesn't slow him down. I do dig the idea that Gambit in this new Ultimate Universe uses all sorts of playing pieces, not just cards, as weapons. None of this actually stops the Winter Soldier, though. All it really ends up doing is pissing Logan off. He ends up giving chase to the opposition truck and getting inside, where Kitty is taking care of the payload. And wouldn't you know it, turns out the precious cargo that the opposition is so fiercely trying to defend isn't weapons or money or anything of the like. It's actually mutant children who they're trying to get out of Eurasia. Kitty has a major stare down with the Winter Soldier before eventually coming to the realization that this is indeed Logan, a mutant that her and the others had known long ago and had a whole history with before the war. The Winter Soldier is good, but Kitty Pryde, when she uses her amazing phase-shifting abilities, is damn near unstoppable. In fact, she quite literally reaches inside the man formerly known as Logan's mind, and ends up inadvertently knocking loose a series of memories that the Eurasian Triad have desperately tried to suppress. Lost loves, fighting sentinels, a childhood. As the comic comes to an end, Logan really ends up getting his bell rung, left in the snow by the opposition, who make their escape, though it's heavily implied by the end of this issue that what's been done here today will not be undone, and it seems that Logan is finally waking up to his true nature, and now might actually end up fighting back against Colossus and his Winter Soldier programming. But to find out more about that, we'll have to check back on in next time. And so that was Ultimate Wolverine issue number 3, and overall, I thought this issue was fine, pretty much on par with the previous issue. In fact, probably the worst thing I can say about this series so far is that the first 3 issues have all stuck very close to the very same formula, that is, Winter Soldier gets sent on a mysterious mission. He doesn't say much but ends up running into something that knocks loose memories, either by running into someone who knew him in a former life, or he's forced to deal with the fact that his Eurasian handlers don't actually care much about him and are only using him as a human attack dog, or mutant attack dog, I guess. Again, there's nothing particularly wrong with this formula. Again, all 3 issues, including this one, have been fun and exciting with good action. It's just, feels like we've kind of been there, done that already, and I wish they would cut to the chase. For what it's worth, this issue does offer up probably the most lore to actually chew on, and that is there seems to have actually been a much more traditional X-Men team existing in the Ultimate Universe, pre-Wolverine getting laced with adamantium. It's just Logan can't remember any of it, and every time he gets close to someone who might actually be able to fill him in on the missing gaps in his life, he tries to kill them or they try and kill him. I'm certainly not enjoying this Ultimate series. It just feels like a little bit mark below everything else that's going on in the new universe so far, and I just kind of wish the other shoe would drop already. Overall, though, I would end up giving it a respectable 7.5 out of 10, and I'll definitely be checking back in on the next issue to see how everything shakes out. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.